the joyous days following World War II, there was a spirited return to pre-war pastimes, like football. In 1946, the Cleveland Rams moved to Southern California, and the West Coast had a major league sport. Los Angeles had inherited a brilliant quarterback in Bob Waterfield, and later a talented receiver, Tom Fears. By 1949 and 50, owner Dan Reeves' thorough scouting system began to pay dividends. Army's Glenn Davis, number 41, joined with Bob Boyd, Vitamin T. Smith, and Woodley Lewis. But the real find was Norm Van Brocklin, a quarterback from Oregon. That same year, 1949, Reeves obtained number 40, Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch, and suddenly the Los Angeles Rams were the most exciting team in football. Van Brocklin and Waterfield, number 7, divided the quarterbacking duties of the 1950 Rams, a team that broke almost every offensive record possible. Tank Younger and Deacon Dan Towler teamed with number 31, Dick Horner, in the Bull Elephant backfield, but the Rams' trademark was the long touchdown pass and a lot of points. 70 against Baltimore, 65 against Detroit, 40 in just one quarter. But very few people went out to the Coliseum in 1950 to watch this scoring machine. The club experimented by televising all its games, and the fans stayed home to watch. The next season, however, televised home games ended. Thousands who had become enthralled by the Rams on TV now enthusiastically went in person to see the wildest Wild West show of them all. The thrill-a-second 1951 Rams became NFL champions, and in tribute to those early years, the Hall of Fame has recognized Bob Waterfield, Elroy Hirsch, Tom Fears, and owner Dan Reeves, whose vision brought them to Southern California. During the following decade and more, the Rams were in a decline. There were many individual stars, like number 26, John Arnett, Les Richter, and Dick Bass. But the real story in football was of a runner named Jim Brown, a quarterback named Unitas, and a team named the Packers. The Rams played in their shadows until the mid-1960s, when the fire of the early Rams was rekindled. In 1966, George Allen had become head coach, but the rebirth of the Los Angeles Rams was not complete until a young quarterback named Roman Gabriel moved them toward their 25th year in Southern California. Since 1967, the Rams have won 32 games, lost 7, and tied 3. And no one worked harder to achieve this record than their leader, Roman Gabriel, the NFL's Player of the Year. He has taken up where Waterfield and Van Brocklin left off, and done it in a style all his own. He led the league in touchdowns thrown and fewest interceptions. But every bit Gabriel's equal was the Ram defense. Through 11 straight victories, it was the defense that terrorized opponents. They cut them down and wore them down until finally sheer frustration led them astray.
The NFL champion Baltimore Colts opened the new season with an old face at quarterback, Johnny Unitas. The Los Angeles Rams spoiled Johnny's return when Myron Patios intercepted Unitas' third pass and returned it to the Ram 32. Roman Gabriel teamed with Wendell Tucker to move the Rams into Baltimore territory. Bruce Gossett's field goal gave the Rams a 3-0 lead at the end of the first quarter. In the second period, a Unitas to Tom Mitchell touchdown pass put the Colts ahead 7-3. Roman Gabriel sparked Los Angeles to its first touchdown by throwing first to Larry Smith, number 38, a rookie from Florida. Gabriel followed up with a rollout pass to tight end Billy Truax. Two plays later, Gabriel returned to Truax, this time for a touchdown and a 3-point lead for Los Angeles. Late in the second quarter, Preston Pearson pulled in a Unitas pass and raced to the Ram 26. With 20 seconds left in the half, Lou Michaels tied up the game with a 15-yard field goal. In the second half, Unitas passed the Colts into the lead with a 41-yard touchdown strike to veteran Jimmy Orr. Larry Smith opened another Ram offensive when he broke through Baltimore on a 38-yard run. The Rams tied the game again as Gabriel tossed to Willie Ellison for a score. The Los Angeles defense provided the game's turning point when Captain Eddie Metter picked off a Colt pass and returned it to the Baltimore 11. Gossett's second field goal gave the Rams a 3-point lead in the fourth quarter. Gabriel added some insurance midway in the final period with his third touchdown pass. This one to Wendell Tucker, and it finalized the score at Rams 27, the champion Colts 20.
The Rams opened the season in Baltimore, perhaps the most important game on the schedule. Throughout a typical Ram-Colt grudge match, important questions about the Rams' attack were answered. Many felt that number 34, Les Josephson, could not come back from an Achilles heel operation, but he was as strong as ever. Another unproven factor was rookie running back Larry Smith, but he too quickly dispelled any doubts about the future by gaining over 7 yards a carry against the Colts. The Rams runners put on a typical display, but more typical of the 1969 Rams was the way they pulled themselves out of trouble. The winning rally was often sparked by the defense. Then Gabriel and the offense would end the struggle. The Rams won this one 27-20. Baltimore failed to recover from the loss.